What's going on, Dolph fans? It is your boy Dillon, and I'm here to do one of my quick hit scouting report videos. I am going to be doing my preview video also for the Falcons game tonight. I'm planning to start working on it right after this, but I might not get it done before Reason does his, and I'll be tuning into that. So it will be out tonight for sure, so make sure you look out for that, but it may not be till later. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. This one is for the Baltimore Ravens, who just beat the Los Angeles Chargers and with a margin of 34-6. They actually completely destroyed the Chargers, as you can see here, as is indicative of the score. But not just that. Obviously, when you watch the game, the Ravens had pretty much control throughout the entirety. But the Chargers dropped to 4-2 because of it. Baltimore goes to 5-1. Let's get into these statistics, starting with team stats, and this also will paint a bit more broad picture. So Baltimore had 327 yards and only gave up 208. They had 140 through the air, giving up 182. They had 187 on the ground, though, and only gave up 26 yards rushing to the Chargers. They were 4.8 yards per play, giving up 3.9. Neither team lost a fumble. Baltimore did throw 2 interceptions, though, but they got a fumble in return. Let's see. Baltimore let up 3 sacks, but got 2 of their own. They were 54% on third down, giving up 25%. They had the ball for 38 minutes and 7 seconds to the 21-53 of the Chargers. And Baltimore had 2 penalties to LA's 4. So obviously you could see most categories the Ravens did win there, which, you know, also lends to the ass beating that they handed to the Chargers. But obviously, just the box score is not necessarily enough. You do have to get all of the statistics and everything that happened, and also, you know, watch the game and see how it all played out. And yeah, I mean, the Chargers really didn't fucking have a good game. Let's just say that. Anyway, but we are focusing on the Ravens. Lamar Jackson was 19-27, 167 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Devontae Freeman led the way rushing, 9 rushes for 53 yards, a touchdown, and a 5.9. Lamar Jackson added 8 rushes for 51 yards and a 6.4. Latavius Murray, 9 rushes, 44 yards, a touchdown, and a 4.9 average. Le'Veon Bell, 8 rushes, 18 yards, 1 score, and a 2.3 average. So obviously their running game in Baltimore is not lacking whatsoever, even with these guys that they had to bring in, Le'Veon Bell, Latavius Murray, right? Like, they may not have, and Devontae Freeman, they may not have J.K. Dobbins and, I can't think of the other dude's name off the top of my head right now. I'm blanking, but you know who I'm talking about, right? They may not have their top guys, but they're not lacking, especially since Lamar Jackson is such a threat in the run game himself. Anyway, receiving, Mark Andrews led the way, 5 of 6 for 68 and a touchdown. Marquise Brown, 4 of 5, 35. Rashad Bateman, 4 of 6 for 29. Devin Duvernay, 2 of 3 for 15. And Latavius Murray, 2 of 2 for 12. So the Ravens are a team that I honestly don't see us having a chance of beating on that Thursday night game. Now, look, you know, obviously there's the talk of Deshaun Watson and stuff still. Again, as you know, I don't really think he changes much of anything, and I don't think he can mask the, you know, myriad of issues that this organization has. But, you know, as of right now, I don't see that being a team that we can beat, and it's almost a guaranteed loss, unfortunately, for a number of reasons. Anyway, Justin Herbert was 22 for 39, 195, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He also led the way in rushing, 2 rushes, 12 yards for 6 average. And as you can see here by the stats just in general, obviously Justin Herbert didn't have a very good day, right? You know, and it's true, he didn't. Obviously he's done a lot of really good things to this point in his career, and he is still a young player, and everybody's going to have a bad game every now and again, but also the Ravens are a really good team. But it is true, he didn't have a very good day. Not at all. Just period. Right? There's nothing really more to say about it when it comes to his performance. Whether you watch the tape, you look at the stats, all of it, Justin Herbert didn't have a good day. Anyway, Keenan Allen led the way, 5 of 5 for 50 yards. Austin Eckler, 4 of 7, 48. Mike Williams, 2 of 5, 27. Jared Cook, 4 of 7, 25 and a score. Jalen Guyton, 1 of 5 for 15, and Donald Parham, 2 of 2 for 10. And I only really get into that just because obviously there's the conversation of, Tua versus Herbert, which I think is stupid because both of those players are in two vastly different situations and the context around them is super important. Does Tua have the same physical traits as Justin Herbert? No, of course he doesn't. But I think he's a lot better when it comes to his pocket presence, his elite quick release that he has, and his mental processing. Maybe not necessarily right now because he's had a lot of changeover in his coaching staff, his playbooks. He's missed time because his offensive line's got him injured. But I think generally speaking, and obviously his accuracy too. But I think generally speaking, that's one of the things that makes Tua such a good prospect is his mental processing ability. He just needs to have, the right infrastructure around him, which Justin Herbert has, and he doesn't. So anyway, that's the only reason why I talk about it, because there's obviously that ongoing conversation, and I think it's overall silly. All right, let's get into these league standings, because this obviously paints an even broader picture that gives us more detail. Right now, the Baltimore Ravens are 5th in total yards with 2,530 on the season. They almost have 1,000 more than us in total yards for the season, which is pretty crazy. The Cowboys actually do. But anyway, they are 4th, though, in yards per game with 421.7. They're 12th in total passing with 1,686. 11th in passing yards per game with 281. They're 4th in rushing with 931 total and 155.2 per game. They're 8th in total points with 170 and 7th in per game averaged with 28.3. Just real quick, so you know, we have entered that point of the season where there's going to be a lot of, differences in rankings and stuff like this because of the fact that, we're at the point where most of the teams have played 6 games at this point. But with last night's Thursday night game, there's 2 teams that have played 7 games, but then I think that there's still 4 teams that have only played 5 games because of the bye week. So just so we all know that's clear, and that's why you'll see, whereas at the beginning of the season, for the most part, when it came to like total yards and yards or total passing and passing, it'd be the same standing for both statistics. There's obviously going to be some difference and discrepancy there because of the way that things are and the number of games that are played. Generally, though, the more important one is their per game average. I just like having the totals up there for offense because I think it's fun to see what, these defenses what these offenses have put up in total so far this season. Anyway, defensively, the Ravens are giving up 359.3 yards per game, which is 18th. 295 through the air, which is 27th, so obviously a place you would think you might be able to exploit them. Rushing yards, they're only giving up 82, though, which is 4th. Points per game, 20.5, which is 7th or 6th with ties. Takeaways, they have 6. This is also not an area in which they're particularly good, which is taking, the ball away. They only have 6 takeaways on the season, which is 25th. 9th with ties, 4 interceptions, which is 24th. 8th with ties, 2 fumbles, which is 25th, or 6th with ties. Sacks, they're doing pretty good in that department, though, with 14, having them at 10th or 7th with ties. And same with passes defense, they have 24, which has them, in the middle of the pack, in the top 15, obviously 15th or 8th with ties. But their third down percentage, 32.8, is good for 4th in the league. And so just to look at the Dolphins, there was like one change I think that I had to make on here with the, updated league standings, including the Monday night game. But these are the offensive and defensive league standings. I want to say it was passes defense, actually, that changed. I think it dropped a little bit. Anyway, but these are the offensive and defensive league standings for the Dolphins, and that is going to end my quick hit scouting report video for the Baltimore Ravens for week 6. So right quick before I get out of here, I just want to make sure that I mentioned to you guys to check out Rave On Sports. It is the new sports app that is fan-based. fan-based, fan-ran, and it is trying to enhance your game day experience with live play-by-play coverage, live chats with other fans, with hosts and moderators that are content creators like myself, and much more. So check that out. Links are down in the description box to get the app. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys appreciate my perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comments section. Of course, as always, follow me on Twitter at DillonTartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Phins up.